Welcome to the Path to Mindset Mastery. My name is Brad Bizjack. I'm a mindset strategist and coach, inspirational speaker, and creator of Appreciation Academy. And I help online business owners silence the negative self-talk that's preventing your dreams so you can finally see the breakthroughs that you deserve. And today is all about how to win. And I'm going to show you through the 10 most frequently asked questions that I get. And winning is possible for you. It really is. You can be one of those people walking across the stage at your company's annual meeting. You can get recognized for those unbelievable achievements with your team. You can get recognized for paying off that debt, or you can pay off those student loans and have that financial freedom, or be able to take your kids to Disney World without having to worry. You can do that. You can become magnetic. You can become that person where people are lining up to join your team. You can create a life where you can travel and create that dream. It is possible for you. Can you imagine that feeling of being pulled towards your dreams instead of having to fight so damn hard to find motivation? Can you imagine being that person to enter the room and people are automatically inspired by you? Can you imagine knowing what it feels like to feel peace and happiness on a regular daily basis? Like, what if frustration went away and you felt like you were finally making progress? What if all those trainings you do on social media or inviting or leadership finally start working for you? Imagine the progress that you'll feel. So what would it feel like, on top of that, to let go of the baggage holding you back? What would it feel like to remove negative self-talk that's getting in your way, to feel this annoyingly happy on a regular basis? Can you imagine what that would do? Imagine what it's going to feel like for you when your goals don't evade you, but rather come to you. You absolutely can do that. 100% can. Zero doubt in my mind, because I've seen both sides and I've lived it. I literally remember my laptop staring at me, just begging me to change my life, because I had the tools. I had the business. I had the product. I had everything I needed, but I couldn't break through. No matter how much I wanted to, I just felt so stuck. And I invested thousands and thousands of dollars into figuring out how to break through. And I did. And now I'm going to shrink almost a decade of personal growth into a couple of minutes here, so you don't have to wait nearly as long. And today, let's break through some limiting beliefs, shall we? That's what we're here for. Here are 10 things that people ask me all the time about success, their abilities, etc. And chances are you're struggling with one or many of these things too. So I'd like to work through them with you. Number one. Have you ever said, I just don't know what's wrong with me? I don't know if I'll be ever able to do this. Have you ever said something like that? And it typically manifests itself in saying, but is success really possible for me? Right? Do you ever say that to yourself? Like, why am I so stuck? Or why do I keep doing this? Or how come I can't break through? Or, you just wish you had an explanation of why you're so stuck. And so you wonder if you can ever change. So do me a favor real quick. And I know that this is a common teaching of mine, but I want to reiterate something. Look around the room you're in right now and count the number of things you can find that are red. Just real quick, count the number of things that you can find that are red. Count them up. There's probably 4, 5, 6 things that are red. Amazing. But how many things did you find that were blue? Probably 0. Why? Because you weren't looking for blue. But check this out. Look around the room you're in right now and count the number of things you can find that are blue. Ready? Go. Just look for blue all around you. What do you find that's blue? Count them up. Look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue, look for blue. How many more things did you find that were blue? There was a lot more things that you found that were blue. And I'm not going to go into the details of what that means. But what you just proved is that if you look for red, you won't notice blue. And if you look for blue, you won't notice red. So apply this to the question of, I just don't know what's wrong with me. Well, if you focus on that, or red, what do you find? You find confusion. You find more anger. You find more frustration. Because when you look for red, you don't even notice blue. So your solution, the blue, is to stop looking for what's wrong with you and start looking for what you want. If you keep looking for why you're stuck, you are going to stay stuck. If you start looking for your dreams, your goals, your desires, you're going to find those too. So start looking for solutions instead of problems, and your life will change very, very quickly. More on that in a minute. Question number 2 that's commonly asked to me. Brad, my past is really effed up. Can someone like me really do this? Well, here's the thing. There's beauty in your past. I can't even begin to tell you how incredible your past is, even if it was painful. I'll show you in a minute how you can actually learn how to change what it means, but you need to see what good came out of it. Because if you stay slave to your past, You will never create the life that you want. You will always regret things. You'll always live in fear. You'll always wish things would be different, and you'll never take responsibility for your life. Instead of blaming your past, what if you started thanking your past? One of my clients, sexually abused by multiple people in her life, found that when she changed the meaning of her past, she found that those events gave her powerful intuition and deep compassion. And it's the reason for her empathy. Without those things, she wouldn't be her. And I know what it feels like to feel like there's something wrong with you, but I'm here to tell you right now, you are not broken. And nobody needs to fix you. You just need to change the meaning of a disempowering situation and find the blessing in it, because every negative situation has within it the seed of equal or greater benefit. It will be beautiful, and I will teach you how to do that. Question number 3 that I commonly get, Brad, what if I'm already comfortable in my life and don't need my business to grow? Right? You're building this business, but you're looking for that drive, that motivation, that passion. You're already comfortable. You have a great income, or your spouse makes a great income, and you don't feel this overwhelming urge to grow your business, almost like everything's already taken care of. Well, the reason you don't want your business to grow is because you're focused on what you can get, and you haven't tapped into what you can give. Business growth is a result of giving and making other people feel empowered. But when you're focused on earning more money, it's about you and it doesn't feel very good. So what you need to do is find a mission that you're excited to create and help people with. So go back to before you started your business. Chances are you were struggling with something deep, not just the top side stuff about where you were with your health, or where you were with, your skincare regimen, or whatever it is, but something real, something deep. Emotionally, what were you struggling with? And your business helped you overcome that. And that's why you share your business with people. It might be that you were lonely and that you didn't have a sense of community. It might be that you were struggling with your health and didn't feel control over your life. Whatever it is for you, your mission probably centers around what you've found in yourself through going through the experience of your product or business. Service always comes first. So go back to the beginning. Look at what you actually overcame, like the top level thing of what you actually did. For me, I learned how to be happy. That's really, if I could sum it up, that's what I did. I learned how to be happy. So that's what I help people do, because business and success don't create happiness. Happiness creates success. You might have learned how to no longer be lonely. You might have found community. You might have learned how to feel control over your life. What's the deep emotional thing that you were struggling with and overcame? That's what you're going to serve people with. Service always comes first. Money will follow. Motivation for your business, if things are going well, is willpower. And that comes from forcing yourself to act. And sure, it's helpful, but it doesn't last long. Motivation doesn't last long, but inspiration, that's where you feel pulled every single day. That's where, even if you have all the things lining up in your life already, you're on a mission to give more, to become more, to serve more. But if you're stuck in your business because you don't need to work, you need to focus on how you can serve instead of what building a business can get you. It is a game changer. That's number 3. Number 4, what if I'm always surrounded by negative people? That's a huge question I get all the time on the pathway to success. People are wondering, well, my peer group is super negative. Well, it's a fantastic question because, you probably have some negative Nancy's around you, don't you? Right? And that's the thing. Here's the thing. Your life is a direct reflection of the expectations of your peer group. That is a Tony Robbins quote. So if they don't hold you, if your peer group doesn't hold you to a high standard, you are not going to go very far. In fact, if you look at your life, well, first of all, there's a couple things you can do. First, distance yourself from negative people and surround yourself with people that are already succeeding in an area that you find hard, and do it daily. You're literally doing it right now by being part of this podcast. You're surrounding yourself with someone who's playing life at a high level. And second, be the example. If you have a close friend that you love dearly, but their energy brings you down, what if you became the example of growth for them instead of blaming them? And sure, over the course of time, you might realize this is just someone that you're growing away from, and that's okay. But you live the stuff you learn instead of just it being pages in a book that you consume. You live it. So think of your life as a multinational corporation. A company that is a multinational corporation would have a board of directors that impacts the direction the company goes. Wouldn't you agree with that? Well, I'm curious. Who is on your board of directors for your life? If your life was a multinational corporation, who dictates the direction of your company? And are those people going to make that company profitable, or are they going to drag it down into the shitter? Food for thought. If you take a look at what are the qualities of the people in your life, or what are the qualities of a board of directors member that you would ideally want in your life? What qualities do they have? And then what are who's in your peer group right now? And do their qualities match up with what you would want? And if the answer is yes, amazing, keep doing that. But if the answer is no, it's time to level up, because there is no bigger life hack in the world than selecting your peer group intelligently. I am constantly surrounded by people playing life at a far better level than me. They are far superior in so many ways, and we keep adding value to each other in multiple different ways. But if you're the best in your class, meaning you are at the top of your game in your peer group, you're in the wrong class. You need to be surrounding yourself with people that are already easily doing what you once thought was impossible. And when you do, game over. That's number 4. Number five, I can't get myself to do anything no matter how hard I try. Do you ever ask yourself, or do you ever notice that you procrastinate? Even though you want to crush your dreams, you procrastinate. I feel you. I live that. I literally would sit on the couch for a couple days at a time, thinking about nothing but my business. And no matter how much I wanted it, I couldn't get my life to change. This is different for you because you're sick of settling for less than you can really be. You know that you're meant to experience more than mediocrity. You know you're meant to live more, give more, become more. So let me ask you this. What does your life look like emotionally in 2 years from now if you don't change? If you keep waking up knowing you could be more, give more, have more, but you're not, how would that hurt? How would that hurt who you become in your life? Who would that hurt in your life? Everything would be different, right? It would suck. So you can use that to create enough leverage to act, because people will do much more to avoid pain at all costs than to gain pleasure. Right? So if you create pain around staying stuck in the same spot, you'll do something to act. The next 5 years do not have to be the same as the last 5 years. If you can't get yourself to do anything, you need to learn how to beat procrastination. You need to learn how to beat perfection. You need to learn from someone who's done it. You're looking at them, right? This is different because you're going to draw a line in the sand saying enough is enough, and you're going to raise that standard of who you are and what you demand for yourself. When you do that, life changes very, very quickly because you realize the consequences of doing nothing are far greater than taking action. That's number 5. Question 6, most frequently asked questions I get. What if I've been failing for years, Brad? And what if I fail again? What if I've been failing for years, and what if I fail again? Well, here's the thing. Biography is not destiny. That means that whatever you've gone through in your life does not dictate your future, but it can give you very valuable advice on how to pursue your life. In fact, life's lessons, and you probably noticed this, life's lessons will get louder and louder and louder until you freaking listen. If you've been failing for years, how have you been approaching your goals? Have you been doing it from the same mindset that you've always done it? Think about that for a second. Probably. And is that working? Probably not. It's time to change your approach. I used to stop setting goals because I never hit goals. But it wasn't the goals that were the problem. It was the way I was thinking. And in fact, what's the likelihood that in your life you're going to miss some goals? Very high. Pretty much guaranteed you're going to miss goals. I still do. And I always will miss goals from time to time. If you can learn to change your mindset about failure, you will realize very, very quickly that mistakes and setbacks are some of the best things that will ever happen to you, because it is literally impossible to become a success without failing and falling on your face. It is impossible. You will not become it, because if you're saying I can't fail, that means you suffer from perfectionism. And if you're trying to be perfect, you're either going to achieve a lot and be miserable or do nothing because you're terrified of failure. And if you're a perfectionist, is there room for failure? Absolutely not. But if you go for excellence and outstanding, can you fail? Absolutely, because you cannot become excellent without failing. So if you go through life expecting not to fail and being down on yourself whenever you do, you're literally pushing away the lessons life is trying to teach you. And this is why the lessons have gotten louder and louder. And maybe that's why you're here listening to me right now. Maybe that's why. Because you need someone to teach you how to think about goals differently, how to think about money differently, how to think about investing in your growth differently, how to think about failure differently. You need someone to teach you that, or else it's going to keep going the exact same way. You need to learn from someone that's done it before. I'm just saying, this is a new starting line for you. Where you go from here is up to you, but it will only be a reflection of the past if you live there. So it's time to take responsibility for your life. It's time to learn how to bust through this shit, my friend. That's what you need to do. Life is really freaking amazing on the other side. So that's number 6. Number 7, Brad, other people just seem to have it easier. Why isn't this easy for me? Well, first of all, that's not true. It's just not true that other people have it easier. And when you think other people have it easier, you're choosing a victim approach to life. Any overnight success you see is thousands of hours of practice. You get rewarded in public for what you practice in private. A lot of people make the mistake of viewing someone else's successes and seeing the results of all their hard work and comparing their results of their hard work to your procrastination. Apples and oranges, right? It is not easier for them, especially people in your same business, same product, same business model. What's the difference? It's you. You get rewarded in public for what you practice in private. So you are seeing the fruits of their labor and comparing to the results of your procrastination. That is not fair. That is a victim mindset. There are no layups in life. Life rewards those who take 100% responsibility and go after it. If you keep thinking that your situation is worse than others, have some perspective. Are there people out there who have had it far worse than you right now and absolutely crushed it in life? Hell yeah. If you want to play a victim role, you can look at your life and find all the reasons why you're stuck. That's up to you. But if you want your life to change, you need to realize that other people have it as easy as they choose to make it, right? The grass is greener wherever you water it. Their life is a reflection of their work. And you have to think differently if you want things to change. So if you think that you don't have a work ethic, it's not true. You've been working, if you haven't had success, you've been hard working at rationalizing why you're stuck instead of hard working at creating a dream life. Other people do not have it harder than you. It's really easy to blame that and say other people have it easier. People just don't understand me. No, it's not true. You need to unleash the real you. And when I teach you how to do that, game over. You'll see a whole new side of you and it will be beautiful. Number 8, my friend, I'm just too overwhelmed with everything going on in my life to make any changes. Hang on a second. I'm just too overwhelmed with everything going on in my life to make any changes. Think about that. Let me repeat it one more time. I am too overwhelmed in my life to change my life. Can you see why that's exactly why you need to make changes? Is overwhelm a fun place to live? Does overwhelm allow you to feel fully alive every day? No. When life gets challenging, it's very easy to push away the concepts that will break you free because the hard stuff, the overwhelm, it feels safe, it feels comfortable, it's all you know, and it gives you a reward for staying stuck. But if you're saying you're too overwhelmed to figure out how to not be overwhelmed, what is that going to lead to in your life? It's just going to mean that you're going to find yourself another year from now with the same results. But you can break through overwhelm. It's actually very, very easy, but you first need to realize that if you're overwhelmed, that's exactly why you need to make a change. That's number 8. Number 9, I'm a procrastinator, Brad. That's not really a question, but I'm a procrastinator as an excuse, right? No, you are not a procrastinator. That is not true. It's not on your birth certificate. It's not part of your identity. If you procrastinate regularly, it means that you're a little afraid of taking action. That's all it means. That's it. You are not a procrastinator. You have chosen to put things off in the past. But that's a really easy fix. And you can absolutely break through that. It doesn't matter how long you've been putting things off in the past. It matters how much you're going to take action and go forward. And your life right now is directly proportional to the way that you think. That's it. So all you need is a new way to think. That's all you need, a new way to think. You're not broken. Procrastination is not who you are. It is not on your birth certificate. It's just a choice you've made because you're a little afraid of taking action. And I'll show you how to change that. Number 10, it doesn't matter how I think. My spouse doesn't support my goals. How do I gain spousal support? Ooh, that's a fantastic one. That one I get all the time. I see so many couples let their business get in the way of succeeding. And as the business owner, we don't realize how much our actions play a role in not getting spousal support. Chances are, if you ask yourself if this is you, chances are if you're in a negative headspace, you are probably sharing what's not working in your business with your spouse, right? That's what you're sharing with them because you're frustrated in a negative mindset. So think about it from their perspective. This is someone who loves you deeply. So they're trying to protect you from pain. Do they want to support something or someone who is taking time away from the family and whose results from their perspective are causing them pain? No, they'll tell you to stop. You're causing the spousal support to go down. What you need to do is share the wins. You need to share why you are doing this. You need to share the one life you changed this week instead of the 10 people that said no to you. You need to share how you're doing this or like why you're doing this so you can impact your family. You need to share other people's stories of successes and include them on the beauty, the drive, the fire that this is bringing to your life. And here's the thing, even if they don't support you, do it anyways. Do the thing anyways. If you have a feeling in your heart that something is right, like investing in personal growth. This was a huge thing for me. Janice did not support this for a very long time. She did not support investing in personal growth when I didn't have the money to do it. But investing money into my personal growth when I didn't have money is the only reason I am successful right now. So if you have a feeling in your heart that something is right, a business, a course, a program, even if your spouse doesn't agree, I know this sounds back-ass words, but trust me, you need to do it anyways. I did. This is what happened with Janice and I. Janice didn't fully support me going to the conferences and putting money on credit cards to invest in my personal growth. And it felt like I didn't have her support, but deep down, she was being a wonderful wife or girlfriend at the time. Deep down, she was trying to protect me from pain because she loves me. But I knew in my heart, because I've been studying this stuff for years, I knew in my heart that investing money into my mindset was the key to my freedom. I knew it. I've heard so many people, personal growth experts, Brendon Burchard, Tony Robbins, Darren Hardy, all these people saying that you need to invest in your growth. You need to invest at least 10% of your income into your own personal growth. And she was not a mindset journey like I was. She wasn't building a business like I was. So when the idea of spending money on my mindset came into play, she rejected it. But I did it anyways because I knew it would be worth it. And I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission because I knew in my heart that's how I was going to break free. I was sick and tired of being second best in my life and not winning. And now we have a legitimate life by design because I did that. Because I invested in my growth when things were tough, when there wasn't support. That is why I have a life by design. So if you're not getting support, share the wins. Share your actual whys. Share the fun. And share and do what you know in your heart will lead you to success. Even if it's not backed by them right away, you will not be sorry because eventually they will back you up. But what I want to do beyond question 10 is I want to teach you how to win. I want to teach you how to absolutely explode your business, explode your bank account, explode your life to level 100. How can you do that? How can you master this? How can you completely change your mindset? There's a few things that you absolutely must master if you want to see this through and create an amazing life where you're walking across that stage, where you're paying off that debt, where you're living a life of freedom that you desperately want. There's 5 things you can do. If you want to escape mediocrity and feel fully alive every day, you need to master these 5 things. Number 1, you must master your emotional responses. Write that in your notes. You must master your emotional responses. You have to master what goes on in your head. What does that mean? It means that you need to know how to control your emotions instead of having your emotions control you. It means you need to learn how to control your responses to the events in your life, especially the ones that you weren't expecting. If you can learn how to stop negative thoughts before they take over your brain, game over. Can you imagine what it will be like when you learn to love setbacks and challenges? That is when you're gonna crush life so fast it's not even funny. Game over. The bank account, the business, all of it exploding. That's number 1, mastering your emotional responses. Number 2, reframing fear. You absolutely must learn how to reframe fear and use it. That's what stops you, right? Fear. It stops us all. Fear. fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being loved, not being enough, all of them. There's tons of them. Procrastination is fear. Perfection is fear. And those fears lead to toxic behaviors like procrastination, like perfection, like overwhelm, like stress, like laziness, like anger, like blame. If you can learn how to use fear instead of being dominated by it, you'll take more action in 1 week than you normally would in months. That's the second master skill you have to master, is reframing your fears. Number 3, the third thing you have to master, you have to change your limiting beliefs. You have to learn how to take a limiting belief, silence it, and replace it with an empowering one. You can have the biggest dreams in the world, but if you don't believe you can get there, it's not gonna matter. The gap between where you are and where you wanna be are the feelings of conviction you have about who you are. And until you learn how to make those empowering, you will be stuck. I lived it. That's the third thing you have to do, is master your beliefs. Number 4, one of the hardest things that I teach people how to do, but once you do this, game over. Number 4, you must master letting go of resentment. What that really means is you have to master forgiveness, letting go of blame, letting go of anger, letting go of jealousy, letting go of baggage. Forgiveness is a success tool. And right now, it probably feels very, very good to have someone or something to blame, doesn't it? It feels nice not to take responsibility yet because you have a way out. But doesn't it feel really heavy on a regular basis? Doesn't it feel like you're climbing a mountain with a piano on your back? It's awkward and it's so heavy and you keep stumbling over and you feel like you can't set that down. And I know you're saying, but how do I set that down? For now, just know that you can. You can. You can let go even when you don't want to. You can change what the past means to you. It is never too late to have an amazing childhood. It is never too late to change your past, change what it means to you. It is never too late to have an amazing childhood. And until you learn how to let go of resentment, you will be fighting a ghost, not able to move forward no matter how much you desperately want to. You absolutely must learn how to let go and mean it if you ever want those dreams to come true. Those are the first 4 master skills you have to do. And all of these have something in common. None of them are business skills. None of them are business how-tos. None of them show you how to use Instagram stories or LinkedIn or Facebook. None of them show inviting scripts. None of them show you how to maximize your compensation plan, because that doesn't matter yet. It matters. Those things do matter. Those skills, your business skills, they do play a role. Absolutely important. But they don't matter yet. In fact, one of the reasons you've probably been so frustrated is because you're probably doing the inviting scripts, mastering the comp plan, the social media techniques, but it's not working. And there is a reason. It's because you have inner conflict that needs to be resolved. That's it. So please understand something. Your business is a direct reflection of how you feel in here. That's it. Your external world is a mirror for your internal world, which leads me to number 5. This is the biggest skill you can master. If you master this skill, you will have a thriving business. There will be some lag time between when it happens and when you start doing this, but you will have a thriving business if you master this skill. And really, this skill is all of the other 4 bundled together. You want to know what number 5 is? Number 5 is appreciation. That's number 5. Appreciation is the master skill to business. What does that mean? It means learning how to love everything, including your challenges. If you can learn how to appreciate and love your challenges, all of a sudden, you learn how to beat the challenges because you stop pushing away the lesson that life's trying to teach you. You stop pushing away the whole point of life, and that's happiness. Achievement without appreciation is total failure. Isn't that true? Like, have you ever hit a goal and felt like, well, now what? It's because you don't love your life along the way. It's because you say you'll be happy when. No, you won't. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't love and appreciate your life, including the challenges, you have nothing. I made the mistake of believing that business success and money would bring me happiness. And please hear me loud and clear when I say that is not true. Business, success, and money do not cause happiness. Happiness causes success. Happiness and appreciation for every challenge and every win and every loss is how you overcome the challenge. This is Abundance 101. Happiness causes success. You will not be truly successful until you learn how to be truly happy. A lot of you place your idea of success on money, right? But if you have money, aren't you still miserable if you're not grateful? You're still miserable, aren't you? And on top of that, if you place all that heavy weight on money and on achievement, some people will achieve and be miserable, but most people will never achieve it. You will not be truly successful until you learn how to be happy. Because if you had all the money in the world, but you're not happy, you're failing. And happiness, my friend, is trainable. Appreciation is trainable. And you have to get deep into the study of this. The way to win is to master those skills. Continuing education with discipline and hard work. But ultimately, the way to win with those 5 skills: emotional mastery, reframing fear, changing your limiting beliefs, letting go of resentment, and genuine appreciation. Ultimately, the way to win at those 5 master skills so you can radically change your entire business and your life is for someone to show you the step-by-step strategy to do it. That's how you'll win it. Instead of spending years and years and years trying to figure it out, I invested in people to show me how to do it. And that's what I want to give you. The step-by-step strategy to master those skills. Can you imagine how your business would change if you mastered this? Like, not even just your business, like your marriage, your bank account, all parts of your life would explode and you'd leave a lasting impact on the world. If you've been living a life that proves that you're not enough, it's time we break through that. It's time to stop living in mediocrity. Business and success do not cause happiness. Happiness causes success, and you can win at this. Sometimes you just need someone to teach you how. You and I both know that sometimes you need a training or a mentor from someone that's been through it. I have been through that, and I'd love to be that for you. You hear me talk about Appreciation Academy all the time. That is how you master these things. I share it with heart, and I share it with passion for a very specific reason, because you will get unstuck. Appreciation Academy is a 3-phase process guaranteed to break you through everything holding you back from success, give you the confidence you need to accomplish your biggest dreams, and teach you how to finally get unstuck. In fact, as a huge thank you for spending your time with me today, I'd love to give you 50% off of the program. All you need to do, actually serious, 50% off of the program. All you need to do is head to appreciationacademy.com and use the promo code all caps podcast to get a 50% discount. It's going to be powerful, guys. It'll change everything. But either way, whether Appreciation Academy is for you or not, share this episode with your team. Can you imagine how much they'd grow if they had this level of learning on a regular basis? It'd be a game changer. So share it with your team. Share it in your Instagram story. Share this podcast with everyone. Let's help more people learn how to finally be happy so they can achieve all the success they deserve, and that includes you. So thank you so much for being here with me today. I highly encourage you to invest in Appreciation Academy. I have a 30-day guarantee on the program. That's why there's no risk whatsoever. So head to appreciationacademy.com, use the promo code podcast to get 50% off today for either the payment plan or the full pay option. Again, my name is Brad Bizjack. Go out there today and every day and live your life with a genuine smile on your face. I will teach you how to do that in Appreciation Academy. See you next week.